Hello, everyone. I'm Raíssa, and I'm bringing you now a new podcast of the blog Softball Now. This Saturday afternoon in Natal, the sky is cloudy, the temperature is 26 degrees Celsius, but it really feels like 32 degrees Celsius. We've had a very scorching hot day yesterday, and then it started to rain today, but it's still hot. Maybe the temperature will get lower later. Well, today I want to talk to you about this foreign shame because we've had some weeks just talking about the problems that Brazil had with the Olympic Games, all the shame that the Brazilian people had. For example, the Olympic Village wasn't finished in time. Some athletes got there and there were problems about cleaning the place, finishing electric installation and etc. Well, lots of problems. Polluted water for the events with boats, and the behavior of the crowd during some events like track and field and fancy and etc. Everybody, I mean Brazilian people, was behaving as if they were in a soccer stadium. So yes, we've had many problems about the Brazilian people, but now it's time to talk about the problems that foreign people had here. And yes, they should be ashamed about what happened. First, I think this is a big shame because the Irish International Olympic Committee member Patrick Hickey was arrested because he was involved in illegal selling tickets to the Olympic Games. Investigators say that he profited like 10 million reais. That's approximately 2.4 million pounds or $3.1 million. So yeah, it's a case of corruption, but it's not Brazilian, okay? This guy is Irish. He is the head of the European Committee and a member of the International Olympic Committee. So this is, I think, is the first part of the foreign shame that we had with these Olympic Games. So, and it is a sign that corruption is not only Brazilian, okay? And then we got to the athletes. We had some problems with the athletes. First, we had the Moroccan boxer Hassan Saad. He was accused of trying to rape two maids in the Olympic Village. These two maids were there trying to clean his room when he tried to grab them and hug them and kiss them. So this is, I don't know what is Hassan culture or religion, if he thinks that women should be disposable and should be available to men anytime they want. But in the Western civilization, we don't accept this. Women say no, it's no. And maids, they are human beings, so they deserve respect too. So Hassan is being charged with rape here in Brazil, and he's not from Brazil, he's from Morocco. We also had Jonas Junius Jonas. I don't know if the pronunciation is like this. He's a Namibian boxer, again a boxer, and he also tried to rape a maid in the Olympic Village too. And in this case, he tried to kiss the maid and he offered money to have sex with her. I don't know what's the image that people have from Brazil, but this is not a prostitution place, okay? We are not available here so you can get your money and then you can have sex with everyone. No, this is just a normal country as we have all around the world. So, of course, we have prostitution as every country has too, but it's not all women, okay? Not all women, not all men. So we have proper places for these things. And, of course, a woman that is there working as a maid in the Olympic Village is not a prostitute. So we should have some respect on that. And then we have the French pole vaulter. I think this case was really famous all around the world because Renaud Lavillenie. Okay, I don't speak French. Okay, he was the Olympic champion of the pole vault, and in the moment that the crowd realized that he was the greatest opponent of Thiago Braz da Silva, the Brazilian guy that was trying to get the medal, the gold medal. The Brazilian crowd started to boo him. Yes, it's a shame because, as I told you, people think that they are in a soccer stadium, and that's not the behavior of the crowd in a normal competition that is not soccer. But the reaction of the athlete was even worse because he decided to compare the boos that he was getting to the boos that Nazi people gave to Jess Owens in 1936. Okay, we don't like Nazism in Brazil. We are not Nazi people. And this offended not only Brazilian people, this offended the Nazi victims too, because it's not the same situation. The good thing in this case is that with all the shame, Renaud Lavillenie decided to apologize for what he had said. And even here in Brazil, he went to a TV show to be interviewed, and he apologized again. He said that was not what he really thought about the Brazilian crowd. He understands that the crowd was booing him as the opponent of Thiago Braz. That was not a personal thing. And then he said that the crowd didn't represent Brazilian people. So I think we accept the apology because he was crying, so it was really a lot of pressure to him. But you know, Lavillenie, we have to understand that in sports we can win, we can lose, but we have to deal with it. And we have to deal with it as a normal person would do. If you win, okay, congratulations, but you have to continue working to get other results. And if you lose, that's the same situation. You fall, you get up, you try again. That's just life. Not only sports, life is like this. So I don't see why he felt all this pressure on him. For me, it seems like he was really not ready to lose, and that's not good because in a sports event, you have to be ready for anything. You can lose, you can win, you can have a health problem, something bad happens. We also have some good things that happen out of luck, so that's the case. And the worst of all, of course, all the world is talking about this. These 4 American swimmers that made up all this story about being robbed by men who were pretending to be police officers and then pointed guns at them and they wanted their money, but I don't know, they were so stupid that they didn't want watches, they didn't want wallets, they didn't want anything of value. I also saw a message on social media. I don't know if you foreign people know, but in Brazil we laugh at everything. We have no mercy. Everything becomes a joke here. So I saw a message on social media saying, presumably, this message was written by criminals, by thieves, and they said that they were really offended by the lie that the American swimmers told because they are the best thieves in the world, so they know how to do this. They would never leave them with their watches and wallets, so they should show some respect for the best thieves in the world. So that's the spirit here in Brazil. We laugh at everything, anything, anybody. It could be a victim of a joke around here. So, but that was the big shame because we had these four athletes. I don't know if I really know the names. James Conger, James Feigen, Gunnar Bentz, and the most important one, the most famous one. This one I went to CNN reports and ESPN reports to learn how to pronounce. His name is Ryan Lochte. And this guy is really, I don't know, it's what we call a bad guy, you know, because when we see the video and all the story that they made up, it's incredible how this happened. The guy was there with the other ones. They were clearly drunk. So they went to a restaurant and they vandalized the restaurant in the gas station. They broke a lot of things. And then they decided to leave without paying for that. They even urinated on the floor, something that I'm sure they don't do at their homes. So if you don't do at your home, why would you do this outside, right? And then they decide to invent this story, to create this story, this fantasy that they had pointed guns at them and people were trying to get their money, and they created all this political incident, this international incident between Brazil and United States. And people say that the only reason that this happened is that one of these swimmers, we don't know which one of them, but one of these swimmers hooked up with a girl during this party that they went to. This party was happening at Casa da França, something like France's house. And one of them hooked up with a girl and was trying to escape. Let's say this, that he would escape from his girlfriend, because if his girlfriend could get notice about the time that he get to the Olympic Village, then they would break up. So you imagine there's a person make up a lie, a big lie like that, involving a crime, involving the police of another country, and involving all these things that we've seen during this week, just because cheated on his girlfriend and tried to escape from this cheat. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. And then I heard some authority around here, I believe this guy is Brazilian, say that they were just kids and that they shouldn't apologize. Kids, come on. The youngest one is 20, I think. And this Ryan Lochte guy, he is 32. So he's not a kid anymore. He's an adult. He's a grown-up man. And we should expect him to act as an adult. And I understand now that he is in trouble because even his sponsors don't like this story, because they don't want to be associated with a guy that lies, because this guy has bad character. So it is a problem now. And even when the guy decided to post on social media a message trying to apologize for everything that had happened, he apologizes, but trying to point that he didn't lie about it. Come on, we have the videos, we have witnesses, and we have even your co-swimmers, the guys that swim with you, that confess that this was all a big lie. So I think the best thing would be that he said he was sorry, that he was dumb, that he was acting like a child, and he should apologize to Brazilian people. He should apologize to Brazilian police. He should apologize to the American people, because the American people now feel offended by this, because he was representing the United States here. So how can an athlete that is a record breaker, that has a lot of medals, be a model to children, to all the other people of their society, lying like this? That's impossible. It's incredible. This does not represent the Olympic spirit. This does not represent a person that has character. So I think this is the best example of this foreign shame that happened here in Rio 2016. Of course, we had lots of good examples that happened here. For example, during a race, two athletes, two women, one fell down, and because of that, the other one fell down too. And the one that got up first decided to give up on the race for that moment, for a while, just to help the other one stand up. And then she was trying to convince the other one that was hurt to continue running, because they should finish the race together. This is the Olympic spirit. This is the model, you know. This is what we should have to our lives all around the world, that the important thing is that you have your values, that you win clean, that you have your behavior as a model to everyone. Not this kind of thing that I win over everything, over everybody. It doesn't matter if I have to lie. The important thing is that the result is good to me. So that's, for me, that was the last podcast that we have here about the Olympic Games. I hope that you enjoyed these talks that we had about the Brazilian spirit, the foreign spirit, the Olympic spirit. And I invite you to listen to this podcast tomorrow about soccer. It's in Portuguese. We'll talk a little bit about the Olympic Games, but just to finish, because today we have a big game in the soccer stadium. We have Brazil against Germany. So, you know, in the World Cup, we had it here, the same game, and Germany won 7-1, and it was in the house of the Brazilian people. And now we have the same experience, but the Olympic Games. So everybody wants to see this as a kind of revenge, you know. They are going to avenge this big loss that we have. So we are going to talk a little bit about this tomorrow, but the rest of it will be about the soccer teams here from Natal. Okay, hope that you have a very good week and enjoy the rest of the Olympic Games. Next week we will have the Paralympic Games, games that are important too. And let's hope that we don't have this foreign Brazilian shame anymore, that these Paralympic Games, we have only good examples, good models to the rest of the world. Okay, see you tomorrow then, or next week if you only follow this English podcast. Bye-bye.